Welcome back to the Fantasy Pregame Podcast. I'm your host, Jackson Gall, here with
Jake Fortell. What's up, guys?
And we're back for Season 2. And baby, we cannot wait. As you can see right here, if you've listened to us last year, you probably got one of these. Hey, you got one of these? You got one of these, baby? Of course I do. You know, something light.
Hey, mine's coming. I gotta wait for the draft. I get a ceremony, coming out, holding the trophy. Gotta represent.
Put the banner up.
Yep, I'm raising the banner.
So, we had a great season last year, fellas. Can't wait to get into this year.
And ladies, well, it's not discriminating.
And ladies. Jeez. Today we're going to look into players that you should target in all of your fantasy drafts. Jake, you want to start us out?
You go ahead. Let's hear,
I'll
hear what you say.
As you may know, I am a huge
Homer pick coming.
Not a homer pick at all. This is one of the best values that you can grab in the fantasy draft this year. Right now, he is reported as the ADP 36 and running back 14. Lions running back Jahmyr Gibbs. Okay? So, past 10 years, running backs that have been drafted in the top 12 have outperformed their ADP every time except for once. And that was just Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and he wasn't a top 12 pick. He was drafted in the first round. And 3 of those running backs finished in the top 3 in fantasy. You know, so Jack, there's another running back taken in the top 12 in fantasy last year. What's his name?
There's a lot of them. Who is it?
Bijan Robinson.
Bijan
Robinson taken in the first 12 picks.
Don't
have Bijan as my pick. Is one, his ADP is at his absolute highest it can possibly be. You're drafting him for what you expect him to be, not what he actually could be. Being drafted as the RB,
they're saying Bijan could be what Zeke was his rookie year,
which
was unbelievable. But do you trust? Zeke came in with one of the best offensive lines in football. Do you trust?
Atlanta has a fantastic running offensive line as well. So do the Detroit Football Lions, though. I don't care about the team. You care about the fantasy production. All they did was run the ball last year. Oh, he's going to get the ball a ton.
I don't know. I think they're going to
right now he's listed as RB3, so we'll see coming closer to the season. I think there's a chance that both of them outperform their ADP. I'd be shocked if Bijan does just because his ADP is so high. With Gibbs being drafted at ADP 36, so you're getting him in the 3rd round, and RB 14. I think that is an absolute he's going to outperform that. I think he's a lock to be a top 12 running back. Give you some more reasons. Pass catching ability. When Brad Holmes drafted Jahmyr Gibbs, he said, we're not drafting a running back. This guy's a weapon. We're going to use him. Now, come closer to the contract time, they're probably going to say he's a running back.
Oh, for sure.
But right now, we're going to use him as a pass-catching fiend. Last year, we lost DJ Shark, lost targets there. We lost each running back that we had on the team. Top 3 targets. So the Detroit Lions were a top 11 team in targeting the running back last year. And that was with DeAndre Swift's injury issues as well. If Swift plays more, there's going to be even more targets than running back position. So right now, there are 115 targets available at the running back position for the Detroit Lions. You already know they want to throw him the ball. You have 115 targets. In PPR formats, a lot of people don't know this, Jake. PPR formats, a target is worth 2.74 carries for running backs. Mm-hmm. So for every carry that a running back gets, it's worth 3 of those to get to 1 target. I think that Gibbs can get up to 90 targets. I think because one of the main reasons he's knocked down is because he's not a workload back. He's not going to get the ball 300 times. Well, if he gets 90 freaking targets, that's the equivalent of 300 carries, let alone the 150, the 190 he's going to end up getting. I think he's going to be very explosive. He's going to win you many weeks. And he has one of the best offensive lines in football. I think he's going to be a top 6 running back. I'm super high on Gibbs, and the value that you're getting him at is going to be the lowest it is right now. This is going to be the lowest you ever drafted Jahmyr Gibbs.
I went to training camp last week with the Lions and Giants, and Monty was not practicing that day. He wasn't practicing, but Gibbs was. Dude, Gibbs looked fast, explosive. He they lined him up at slot at one point during the practice and just had him run routes like that.
And I expect to see
and he
more
was
of that.
getting a lot of targets. They had him lined up it was a stack formation. It was Amon-Ra up front, Gibbs, and then Williams as a three-way, like going the triangle offense. Jeez,
Three-way offense, let's go.
Yeah.
Give me one of those.
And they had a little screen to Gibbs, and dude just gone. He looked unbelievable, and he mossed a guy. There's like three guys, and he just went up and grabbed the ball. I think he's going to be a really good receiving back this year.
To the people that think David Montgomery is going to cut out of that, look at what Jamal Williams did last year for DeAndre Swift. Everybody knew Swift's not a goal line guy. Jamal Williams, he's been that guy. He's a super locker room guy. He got 17 touchdowns. Well, DeAndre Swift was drafted in the top 12 ADP in general. He was a first-round pick. Jahmyr Gibbs, more talented. They're super excited about him, and he has he was drafted in the top 12. They're gonna use him.
Oh, for sure. He's gonna be used more than anything. I like his ADP this year and where his team, just watching after that one draft or that one training camp I went to, is just you just see how the team kind of like rallied around him too. He dropped a pass or two, and then Goff went up to him, kind of said something to him. Couldn't hear what he said. Probably catch the damn ball, but we don't know.
It's like, hey, do better.
Yeah, do better.
I'll get you
MCDC. Hey, man, you gotta catch the ball with throw team, man. You can't have your drop stuff. Dude, he didn't drop a pass the rest of the practice. It was
MCDC does that, man.
He does that to people.
All right, who's your number one guy in the target?
His ADP is 83 right now, number 83. Dude, going into this, call me crazy, Jackson Smith-Njigba will finish number one wide receiver out of this year's rookie class.
Okay.
He will be the best.
I thought you were going to say overall.
No.
My goodness.
He will be the best rookie to come out of this class. And let me tell you why. He has a great supporting cast around him. He has Geno Smith, who was on a revenge tour last year. I think he's going to stay on that revenge tour. He didn't write back to the haters. I loved it. DK Metcalf, who's going to draw a lot of double teams. He has Tyler Lockett on the team, who's going to
very underrated
receiver. Yep. He has a great running back in Kenneth Walker to help him when they drop.
Second round pick Zach Charbonnet.
Yep. When they drop down in the box, dude, that's going to leave him. He could play the slot. He could play outside. I could see him playing in the slot a lot more, unlike he did at Ohio State.
The one issue I have is because you see that as a good thing, I see that as a negative.
Why is that?
There's so many targets in Seattle for Geno Smith. They get 2 second-round running backs, so they want to run the ball.
They do.
They they took JSN in the first round. DK Metcalf's a Pro Bowler.
DK Metcalf's going to draw double teams, correct? If you're a defensive...
I don't know if you can double team him if you have 3 guys.
Exactly.
I think there's too many weapons there in order for him to be the number one finish, though. That's my one problem. I love the talent. I think he's going to be super solid. I have no problem drafting him wide receiver 3 or flex.
Yes, he's going to be a receiver flex, no, for sure. But I think he's going to be the best receiver to come out of this draft class. 100%.
I think talent-wise, he may be.
And then... Dude, you can get him, and that's a steal for him.
And if there's a Lockett's getting older, if he goes down, JSN moves up to the number 2 guy, and Tyler Lockett's been a top 16 receiver for the last 5 years.
His run after catch is unbelievable. At Ohio State, he broke a ton of tackles and would bust like 80-yard catches from 5 yards to 80 yards, dude. JSN didn't play a lot last year, though, with that hamstring. I think he was fine. I think Ohio State rushed him back too fast, and then it kind of reactivated it, and he took the Joey Bosa route. Hey, I'm just going to kind of sit out and get ready for the draft, which I think he was
pretty soft. I don't like that.
Soft, but
I think he lacks grit and he's soft.
I think this kid's going to be unbelievable this year. I think he's going to finish as the number 1 wide receiver to come out of this draft class.
I disagree with that. My number 1 rookie wide receiver and one of my favorite targets in fantasy this year is wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings, Jordan Addison.
Oh, the speed demon.
So, Jordan Addison, his dog was dying.
Yeah.
Dude. Jordan Addison, coming out of college, out of USC, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Drafted in the first round by the Vikings. The Vikings lost their wide receiver 2, Adam Thielen, who you could easily say last year was horrible.
Terrible.
Wide receiver 29 somehow, even though he missed games and even when he did play, he was awful. Adam Thielen had top 5 targets for wide receiver 2. There are 107 targets available in that offense. You know who had 3 more targets than him last year?
Who?
Wide receiver T. Higgins, who is a 2nd-round pick right now.
Oh, for sure.
Jordan Addison, the wide receiver 2 in Minnesota, has finished in the top 15 to 20 every single year that Kirk Cousins has been there. I love the talent. I love him having Justin Jefferson on the other side, taking away the coverage, as he's going to see over 175 targets this year. I think the 100 that Addison's going to see, if not more, are going to be good targets, because not all targets are built the same.
Targets, though, to Hawkinson, the running back, Madison.
Good question. So Alexander Madison, I was looking it up. He did not have more than 5 targets in games that Dalvin Cook did not play. So games that he started, he never got more than 5 targets. So they don't see him as a receiving option, and they haven't brought in a running back to fill in for that receiving option. TJ Hawkinson, I agree, he will draw more coverage and he'll get more targets, but with Dalvin Cook gone, there are 56 more targets that are left over from Dalvin Cook. I don't think Madison's going to see that much volume. I think that Jordan Addison's going to take a part of that, and Hawkinson are going to take a part of that. But the 100 targets for Thielen are going to Addison.
Okay.
That's my take. And Hawkinson isn't a guy that really draws attention on the offense. You want to get it to guys that are going to create space, create big plays. Hawkinson, he's not that big of a playmaker. He's a really like a dink and dunk. He's super consistent, but he's not a guy who's going to bust one for 30.
Oh, for sure.
So Addison, I think, is a guy that's going to take over the game. He's going to win you weeks. And I really love that them going and trading up and getting Addison last year. I thought that was big for them. There's always one rookie wide receiver that blows up. He's my pick.
Okay. So what I like about Addison is this. He can, if Minnesota, with their new play caller, if they can have him come in motion and do those jet sweeps or the little, like Ohio State did, the bot passes to Addison, with his speed,
he can take it to... he's the same as Gibbs.
He
They're
is.
so speedy and
he's
twitch.
Yes, he has that quick little... And he's busting for 80.
Show him real quick. Show him what Jordan Addison can do real quick. So, and that'll just get him going.
Pretty good. Gone. 80 yards, Hutty.
All right, Jake, who's your second player?
Going back to the well with wide receivers, I'm going to George Pickens as mine. His ADP is 81 right now.
NFL young boy.
Yep, NFL young boy. Second year in his offense.
Oh, I forgot to mention before you
Go ahead.
Addison is the wide receiver 37 right now in ADP on sleeper formats. I think he's going to be a top 20, 24 wide receiver. All right.
Okay. So with Pickens going in his second year in his offense, second year with Pickett, I think they've. I was watching something on TV. They've been gelling as a unit. They've been hanging out a lot more. They've been doing a lot of stuff off the field, kind of get ready for this season. Pickett kind of came out and said, he's kind of my number one right now. I love my receivers, but if I need to throw the ball up, I know he can go out and get it whenever. And the play he made over their second round pick, Joey Porter Jr., went up and just got it. And the dog that Pickens is, hold this, and gave him the ball.
Not even that. The preseason game they just played, he had a nice touchdown. He juked out 2 defenders on.
And his, like I said with JSN, he has a quick twitch where he can get that, and he has that dog in him too, man.
Absolutely.
He does.
I was
going to
say, so do you like the attitude with Pickens?
I love the attitude of him.
We've seen a crazy receiver in Pittsburgh succeed before.
Exactly.
Why can't there be another one?
Exactly. And I think he just has that thing, that mentality, like, hey, I'm going to score almost every time I get the ball. And he'll go up and get a 50-50 ball 100% of the time. You can take him in round 7 to 9. I think that's great value for him. If you go up a little higher, they might call it a reach, but he can go up and get it, and I think he could be a top 20 wide receiver this year, maybe top 15, just depending on if he can stay healthy and Pickett can stay healthy, and how that offense kind of starts rolling.
If Pickett can get better than he did last year, I personally said a couple weeks ago the Pittsburgh Steelers are my pick to win. Just seeing how they finished the year last year, another year in the system for Kenny Pickett.
Mike Tomlin does not have a losing season, dude. I think they've been in PA doing their mini camps and everything, and the vibe Mike Tomlin said that's going around that team. It's, hey, we have a real shot this year. We're not worried about the Ravens. We ain't worried about the Browns. What? And Cincinnati, that's the only real team they have to go up against this year, and
quarterback's hurt.
I don't know about him. Could be soft.
It could be. So I like the Pickens pick. I consider that one myself. For my last back, Trevor Lawrence. ADP is 55. He's going as QB8 right now. Now, Trevor Lawrence had a fine year last year.
Did have a very good year.
He didn't really win you a championship like other quarterbacks would, like Captain Kirk. But Trevor Lawrence was really solid. And this year, I think he's going to take it to another notch. Now, why I say that? His head coach, Doug Peterson. Last year's his first year in the system. He had a great year. Second year quarterbacks in Doug Peterson's system go nutty. All right? I have two examples for you. In 2009, Doug Peterson became a quarterback's coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. 2010, their quarterback, Michael Vick, finishes as the QB1 at the age of 35. Then, second year quarterback, Carson Wentz. First year was a wash. He was hurt. Didn't play well. Second year, he goes out. He was an MVP candidate. We know what Carson Wentz is. We've seen him play before. He's not that great a quarterback, but Doug Peterson took him to another level. He finished as the quarterback 5, despite only playing 13 games that season. I think Peterson and Trevor Lawrence are like this. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to blow up. And in addition, he added a healthy and speedy Calvin Ridley to that offense, which already had solid playmakers in Christian Kirk and Zay Jones, Evan Ingram, Travis Etienne. Bunch of guys that can catch it and rack it and take it to the house. They have so many players all over the field. They're not in a great division. I think he's going to beat up on them. I can see upwards of 40 touchdowns. If I had to say, I think he's going to get easily over 35. I think he finishes at least in the top 4 quarterbacks. I think he's going to be an elite quarterback from here on out. He is my pick.
I really like that pick.
Last year was people were saying it's technically his rookie year last year because his first year he came to the league with Urban Meyer, who was doing that kind of stuff to
allegedly.
Jeez. But yeah, I love the addition of Calvin Ridley. I think after I heard he's betting on the team already. I heard Calvin's betting on himself this year. I love Trevor Lawrence. I
almost put Calvin Ridley for this.
I know.
I
typed in his name. I was like, man, just imagine if you put Calvin Ridley as a guy to target. Hey, he could still.
He finished as a top 5 receiver before.
And
he's had 2 years off working out, and you can tell that video of Zay Jones running that practice route looks really solid. I mean, he's a good receiver, good NFL receiver.
Yes.
Calvin Ridley make him look like a 12-year-old out there. Speed past like he was driving like Henry Ruggs. It was insane. So that offense,
I driving like Jordan Addison.
Hey, Jordan Addison's dog was dying, bud.
Allegedly.
You wouldn't do the same for Cena?
I would.
Okay, you better. Cena's a good pupperoo.
All right. As well, I'm going to go with... Jack, you're going to call me crazy. You're saying hello to the 2024 MVP of the National Football League.
Who?
Justin Fields.
All right,
is going to be your MVP this year.
I could walk away for that one, too, but I'll say for that one. Okay.
His ADP right now is 45. And Jack, let me tell you.
Let
me tell you, right? Justin Fields brought in the number 1 receiver this year. DJ Moore. Has another reliable tight end in Cole Kmet and, who's the kid from Green Bay?
Tanya.
Big Bob.
Terrible. Continue.
He can catch the ball.
Not last year, or the year before that.
Well, you know why he's going to be reliable this year.
Aaron Rodgers as quarterback. But continue.
Aaron Rodgers sucks.
He does suck.
A revamped offensive line. They this draft they focused on offensive line. We're gonna help him out.
Okay.
Dude, I'm telling you right now. Justin Fields, you can pick in the 4th, the 8th round. He's gonna be
No
a
shot he's
steal.
in the 8th round. Justin Fields going in like the 4th, 5th round in your fantasy drafts right
Well,
now.
depending how it goes, you never know how the fantasy draft is gonna go. If he sneaks down
My
low,
thing with Fields is
he can run the ball.
Look at Lamar after his 1,000-yard running season. I mean, he's gotten hurt every year after that.
Lamar's nothing like Justin Fields. Lamar is nothing like Justin Fields.
Yeah, he's
Lamar
a
is
better
way
passer,
overrated.
He's faster.
Who?
Lamar.
You're no.
He's a better
No
passer
way.
than Fields. Fields can't even throw for 3,000 yards.
He threw 3 passes in this preseason game, and 3. He went 3 for 3 with a touchdown, man. This man is unbelievable.
How many air yards was that?
3. They're all behind the line of scrimmage, but still, DJ Moore caught the one, gone, touchdown. They might be right.
Going against the third-string quarterback.
Doesn't matter. They don't put the first string out there, but it's the same damn thing. This man, Justin Fields, MVP. MVP. I'm ready to call it right now. Justin Fields is going to be your MVP. He's going to win you leagues this year. He's going to be a top 5 quarterback
If
this
he
year.
wins MVP, how is he not QB1?
He could be.
If
I
he's
said top 4.
MVP, he is the number 1 fantasy
Great,
quarterback.
he's going to be the number 1 fantasy quarterback. I
Okay,
said
so
right
say
now.
that. He's being drafted as a top 5 quarterback.
Because he's a dog.
Okay, but you're saying it like
All right, you know what?
he's
He's
going
going
to
to
get drafted. He's a
You
top
should.
5 quarterback. They know that.
Well, great. I'm reassuring it. He is going to be the number 1 quarterback in fantasy football this year. He's going to win you a league. And when he does, you can send me a thank you note.
Screenshot right
Screenshot it right now.
now. Justin Fields is number 1. So you think he finishes above Mahomes?
Yes, Mahomes sucks.
Josh Allen?
Yep.
Jalen Hurts?
Yep.
Okay.
Hold on, watch out. Sit down.
What are you doing?
Talk about something.
Alright, my thing with Fields is, dude can't throw the ball. I get it, I like the DJ Moore addition. Losing David Montgomery is going to hurt the run game. I don't think Khalil Herbert has it in him. I mean, he had 2 starts and then he got hurt last year. David Montgomery was a solid running back throughout the whole entire career at Chicago. You'll lose him. The offensive line isn't great. I don't know what they added. They're not a great offensive line. The one thing you can say is the defense sucks, which that's good news. But I think Chicago's going to be bad again. I don't think Fields is going to take another step. I mean, he already got banged up last year while he was hurt. I mean, he got banged up last year running around. I don't see it happening again this year.
I think that was just a once in a lifetime thing.
Number 1, Justin Fields, MVP, right here.
I mean, dude, if his jersey number is number 1, he has to be the number 1 quarterback, right?
Jersey. Yeah. Tight jersey.
Gained a few LBs there.
Yeah, I did. Hey, bear down, baby. Let's go, Justin Fields, dude. I'm ready for this. I think Justin Fields. I might draft him number 1 overall. I swear to God. I might draft him number 1 overall.
How did you win a championship last year?
Hashtag thank you, Cujo. That's how.
Thank you, Kudo.
Captain Kirk. With all his chains popping out. We love Captain Kirk.
Thank you guys for tuning in today. We got more coming as the fantasy season approaches. Football in less than 30 days, baby. Let's go.
Next episode, we're going to talk about 3 players to avoid this season. Who do we not want on our teams? Probably everybody on the Arizona Cardinals. Do not want them. They are going to suck.
I disagree with that. We'll get into that next
Yeah, you
episode.
would choose Chosen Anderson. You're going to choose Robbie Chosen Anderson. You would choose Robbie
No way he's
Anderson.
even in the league.
Yeah, he is.
He's
He's on
not a
that.
Cardinal. He's not a Cardinal.
He isn't?
Chosen's not in the league. They, cut him. 100% Robbie Anderson's not in the NFL.
Oh, he's a Miami Dolphin.
Oh, there you go.
He's
gonna
the
kill
current
it.
team's Miami Dolphin.
He's going to kill it.
Chosen Anderson.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time. You got anything you want to say to the people?
No. See ya.
Not bear down.
Bear down.
Bye.
Justin Fields, MVP. MVP. MVP.